Roxanne, the Tiny Taster, and today's recipe is a Navroz special. It is Sasni Macchi. Now, Sasni Macchi does not mean mother-in-law's fish, like Saas is not mother-in-law's Saas. It's actually a little riff on the word sauce. It is a fish in white sauce, it's pomfret, it's a staple for the community and a real big favorite dish actually. It's very popular during weddings and navjots, and you'll always see it on the Bonanu menu. So I hope you enjoy this. It's very simple. Please don't forget to check the link in the description box. I chose this for Navroz to do something celebratory because I haven't done this recipe before. Check the link. It'll have the detailed recipe, the written recipe, quantities, measurements, and a little bit of trivia. If you like this video, as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to this channel, and of course leave me a comment and let me know what you think. So without any further ado, let's get cooking.
This recipe, you start by adding oil to a pan and a teaspoon of cumin seeds. Let this splutter for about a minute, and then to this add in your chopped onions and chopped chilies and saute it for another minute till the onions soften. Once your onions and chilies have softened and cooked slightly, add in your ginger garlic paste. Now I've used ginger garlic paste, but a lot of recipes used freshly chopped ginger and chopped garlic. You can do that as well. I just find the paste more convenient. So cook this for another couple of minutes till all that raw ginger garlic paste gets cooked. Now I should have added this earlier along with the onions, but I actually forgot, so I'm adding it in now. Just a handful of curry leaves, and let this cook again for another minute or so. Now once your onion mixture has cooked, this is the important part. You will add in about 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour or maida, and then to that about a cup or 2 of water, and then just whisk away continuously. This is like making any sort of roux, but this is my sort of, well, not mine, but our Parsi take on it. It is the sauce that really brings all this together. So just keep mixing so that there are no lumps. If you want your sauce thicker, then you will add some more flour, just like I did. You can keep playing around with the amount of flour that you add and the water to thin it out or thicken it. This really depends on you and your individual taste. Once your sauce or sauce has been bubbling away, you'll notice some scum that comes up to the surface. So with your spoon, just scoop it all out. It's really just the impurities that come up, but once you scoop it out, it's completely okay. Now I did say that you can adjust the consistency to your liking, but at the same time, please ensure that this sauce thickens. So when you give it some time to bubble and boil, it will start thickening, because you need it to be a slightly glazy sauce, not very thin and watery. Once you've got the sauce all bubbling, you will add in some salt along with some sugar. Ideally, people add in jaggery, but I didn't have any, so I added in sugar. You could add either. This is really the flavoring. Most Parsi dishes have that khattu mittu tikhu. So the mittu comes from the jaggery or sugar. The spiciness comes from the chilies, and the khatta or the sour comes from our Parsi vinegar. So you're going to add in about a tablespoon or so. I've talked about this malt vinegar in other recipes and in other videos as well, but I will put a link down in the description box to my detailed blog post. Please check that out on my website. It will have the whole entire written recipe with all the ingredients and details as usual, so make sure to check that out. We're almost at the finish line. The main ingredient goes into this, the Sasni Macchi, so the macchi or the fish. I've used pieces of pomfret, which I've just slightly salted, and then gently I've placed them one after another into this sauce. Now you have to be really careful because the fish is delicate, so you cannot stir this. You have to cook this for about 6 to 8 minutes. And so what I do is, with a spoon, I just gently start spooning over and pouring the sauce on top of the fish so that it slightly coats and cooks along with it. Make sure you do not mix this completely or you will break the fish. I also like to do what my grandmother would do, really, is to just pick up the pan. I've used a pan that has 2 handles, and then just gently swirl it or twirl it around so that the sauce sort of glazes and coats all the fish. You could do this if you were cooking in a pan as well. Just very gently mix it around, because you cannot use your spoon to mix vigorously. That's very important. Now I close this and cook it for a couple of minutes, and then just before, say about 2 or 3 minutes before it's completely cooked, I'll open it up again and then I will add in the finishing touches, which is some chopped tomatoes. Most recipes will use cherry tomatoes actually, and that kind of looks better, but honestly it doesn't matter. It really depends on what you like. I didn't have cherry tomatoes, so I've used chopped tomatoes, and I see a lot of recipes do that as well, so you can do whatever you like. And then also add in a little bit of chopped coriander for some nice garnish. If you'll notice in this recipe, I haven't used any powders. I've used whole cumin and coriander as well, and it just adds a really different taste, and it is quite lovely. So with this, give it another swirl, and that's it. You're all done. Your Saasni Macchi is ready. This is really a crowd pleaser for the Parsi community at weddings. You can eat this with roti or chapati or however you like, but if you're eating it at home, then we like to eat it with some herbed rice. It's really just yellow rice that we cook with turmeric, nothing fancy, but we like to call it khichdi saas. So it's almost like our take on khichdi, but it really isn't. It's just this saffron rice. But however you'd like to eat it, it is delicious. I hope you've enjoyed this recipe. As always, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys very, very soon.